she's all sorts of rowdy right now. So we've been kind of hanging out and just got her fed and everything. And it is warm enough out to where now we are using the air conditioner full time and operating that off solar, which I really like. And so we're just kind of hanging out here and doing a little bit of celebrating because we just finally hit 250K subs on the channel, which is awesome. I really never thought that the channel would really do much anything, honestly, when I first started it. I did it because I had a friend of mine that was kind of like, dude, you got to do YouTube, you got to do YouTube. And I didn't think much of it. And so I did it for a little bit. And then I remember like one winter I kind of, thanks Blake, I appreciate that, man. One winter I put up a video and then I kind of just ignored YouTube for a while. And I didn't check in with it. And yeah, Hawkins, that's why I like this. They're kind of like one and done. You know, you just say you have one beer for the night and you're good for the rest of the evening. But I remember I didn't check YouTube for a while. And thank you, Victor Debs. And then I got back on and one of the videos had taken off. And then people were like, where are you, man? You gotta start posting more. And you got to post this winter stuff and everything. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so there's something, sorry, Meadow keeps playing right here. And so that's why this thing keeps getting knocked around, is because she's running around like crazy. So let's see, we had some people, Emmy Green, thank you so much. Corey Hoffman, thank you very much. And also thank you for the Sierra, I know I've said it before, but thank you very much for the Sierra blanket. We were using that this weekend, or this past week in Alpine. It was pretty cold out there. It was down to freezing most nights. So it's just now starting to turn. Brennan, thank you so much. Hobbit Hole, thank you very much. Thank you, Ashley. I'm really pleased. I honestly, I remember when I had 1,000 subs, and I hit 1,000, and I thought, wow, 1,000 people are tuning into what I'm doing. I'm just out here camping. That's crazy. And I remember thinking, like, I wonder if it'll ever get to 10,000. You know. And I remember once I got to 100,000, I was like, this is nuts. I was like, this doesn't happen to me. This happens to other people. You know, like I'm nothing special as far as, you know, doing anything. And so I was just floored by that and all the good will that's coming with Hobbit Hole. Thank you so much. Rage quit. So Dane, thank you. I appreciate that. So it's been a wild ride, you know, doing YouTube, and it's been awesome in the sense that it allows me to kind of live my life the way I want, you know, because I love to camp and love to be outdoors and all that stuff. And the fact that I can make a living off that is, to me, it's just crazy to think that that's possible. And I feel really blessed and thankful for that, because I don't know, it's like when I was in the corporate world, you know, the first go around in the corporate world when I was like I'd say from 1998 to about 2004 was pretty good. It seemed like it was a good environment, you know, like it was, I had good people I worked with. I enjoyed all the clients I worked with, all that stuff. But then after that, it changed and it got real corporate-y. And so that's why I was really glad to get out of there, because I can't work in those environments. Like, it drives me nuts. I'm not a good kiss up guy, and it seemed like a lot of people that were getting ahead were the kiss up crowd, and it just wasn't something that I could be a part of. And I'm one of these guys too, like I can't really fake it. Like I either believe in something or I don't. There's no middle road. And a lot of those companies, you know, it's just, I don't know. It kind of was like it kind of sucked the soul out of me, if you know what I mean. And then, you know, it also caused an addiction to prescription pills when I was addicted to those benzodiazepines because I was so stressed out. So just coming out here has been nice, and you know, the truck camping, and then all the people that I met from the channel too, whether they're content creators or not. You know, I've made so many friends to the channel, and doing YouTube has brought so much good in my life. I never anticipated this, you know, to get to this point. So I'm just really thankful for everything. I'm feeling real positive. Meadow and I had a great time when we were out in Alpine going fly fishing. What's up, Kevin? When we were out fly fishing and running around, and she was cracking. She was running, and her goal was to see how far of a gap she could jump over on the river, and she was skying up there. It was pretty awesome. Hang on, we got some comments here. Let's see. Oh, Ray, this message was retracted. Congratulations, brother. Thank you. And then NM. Let's see. Smash that like button, folks. Thanks, everybody. Well, yeah. So it's been crazy out here though, but it's been fun, and doing YouTube has been a total blast. So I was saying something there. I forgot my train of thought. But you know, like the people that I've met and the places that I've got to see, and just the flexibility, like doing this, that has allowed me to, you know, just basically go camp whenever I want and everything like that. I never ever thought my life would be like this. Never in a million years. and I'm just really thankful for all that and all of the good vibes. And also too, all the people, you know, like when Sierra got sick, all the people that helped out and stepped up to the plate and donated to her medical bills. I mean, when it was all said and done, I added it up the other day. We were at about $26,000 for all of her medical stuff. But, you know, 20,000 of that came from the GoFundMe. And initially, JR, thanks, man. I'll definitely keep the videos coming. Initially, I wasn't going to do the GoFundMe because I was like, nah, I can afford it. My channel's starting to do well. And people demanded, they're like, you're doing a GoFundMe and we're helping Sierra. I was like, okay. And then the fact that it raised that much was amazing. So yeah, Kev, it's I got to meet you, buddy. It's changed my life. So Mike, thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. You said by far the most real channel I follow. I appreciate that, man. I always try to be as real as possible, and I try to be the same person 100% of the time, whether I'm in front of the camera or just hanging out with my buddies. And so if you meet me, you know, at any of these places, you know, you can expect me to be the same as I am on video. And a lot of people will ask me, they'll say like, you know, what do you think is successful on YouTube? And I'm like, well, there's a lot of stuff that's successful. I was like, a lot of people have like successful characters they play, you know, like Frank, the guy that does those really hilarious kind of adult themed. I mean, he's not perverted or anything, but he just uses adult content or adult language. But he does those reviews about weird animals, you know, and all that stuff. And so that's like a character that he plays. And I couldn't do that. Like I'm not capable of acting like that. And so when people have asked me, they're like, oh, you know, like, well, what should I do? I'm like, well, for me, it's easiest for me just to be myself. And you know, it's like, it's one of those things that I don't think I'm creative enough to think of an act all the time, because like they always have these scenarios and these skits they do and all that stuff, and I'm just not that creative. But I do think the lifestyle that I live is a little bit unconventional, and I think that's why people tune in. You know, and then also too, for like, you know, for the you know, previously Sierra, now Meadow, people love dogs. See them running around. There's Meadow right here. I'm sorry the camera keeps bobbing up and down. This is what she's doing. She's playing right next to me. She's literally been napping all day and totally chilling out. And I'm like thinking, cool, this will be no problem. We'll do a live stream. She'll be mellow. And then of course I turn on the camera and this happens. So she's going crazy. But you know, and then I also tell people too, like the consistency with YouTube. Like, you know, it's important to post often, and I've been lacking at that lately just because of how, you know, kind of heartbroken I've been over Sierra. Because when I adopted Meadow and we were chilling here for the winter months, you know, I had COVID, and then I also had my hand messed up for like about a month's time while that bone healed, and then didn't do a whole lot on here. So like there wasn't a lot that reminded me, like scenarios that reminded me of Sierra, like you know, truck camping or winter camping or something like that. It was just more of kind of like the day in, day out, just kind of just chilling. And Craig, I'm here for the dog. Just kind of laying low, you know, trying to recuperate. But once I got out and started truck camping again, everything reminded me of Sierra. And, you know, this past week, it's been great with Meadow because she did a really good job out there. She was right next to me the whole time, fly fishing. She was really interested in the fish that I caught. You know, would come up and like be real, like, oh, you know, like inquisitive and all those things. But, you know, I still was bummed out the majority of the week because I was missing Sierra so much. And, you know, it's just one of those things that I think that over time it'll get better. You know, I'll get to the point to where I won't be so emotional about it. But I mean, I had lots of drives down Forest Service trails with tears in my eyes, you know, because I just miss her so much. So, but it's all good now. And, you know, I mean, I realize that's part of life, and it's part of adopting a dog. You know, we're a strong species. We live a long time, and they just don't. You know, they're not as strong genetically as we are. So, but Meadow's been doing great, and I'm real pleased with how she's getting along. So, hang on, we got a comment here from Logan. Say, hey Brian, I love your content, lifestyle. Oh, cool, man. Thanks. Been watching for years now. My wife tore her ACL this winter skiing, so she's limited to normal hiking we do in the summer. Oh yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I've never had an ACL injury. I wonder how those are to recover from these days. It seems like the surgeries have gotten better, but I had a plica band surgery. I had to get the plica band removed out of my right knee, and the plica band's kind of interesting. It's like they call it like the appendix of the knee. And what are you doing over there, Meadow? You getting some paper towels or something? Is that what you're doing? Oh, okay, you're not doing anything. They call it the appendix of the knee because they don't really know what it's useful for, and only about 50% of people have them. And I tore mine, and all it is packed full of nerves, so it gives you knee lock, and you can't walk downhill. And that was back in like 2018 or 2019, and when we were jamming on trails, like Sierra and I were out every day hiking, backpacking, fly fishing, you name it. We were all over the place. What are you doing back there, Sneaker? And so I was laid up for a little bit, but that recovery from that surgery was only about a month, and I think ACL probably takes months, I would imagine, to rehab everything and get it all back and going. But here, so we got back to the property last night, and got back actually kind of later than I thought. Got back around 7, and then today just been cleaning up around here and getting some things organized, and then I'm gonna start working on the Tundra. So I talked to my friend Tyler Hughes is the guy who runs the service department at Findlay Toyota in Flagstaff, and he's gonna help me out with everything, get it all squared away, and just get the truck ready to sell, because I'm gonna sell it, and I'm gonna keep running with the Tacoma. I just love that truck. It's so easy to get around. Hey Meadow, stop! It's so easy to get around on trails. You know, it's small. It's got a great turning radius. I've got it all decked out. I know exactly how to wheel that thing, and so it's awesome. Here, hang on, I want to show you. Meadow's over here having a paper towel party. She likes to get these paper towels and munch on them. So I'll let her. It's fine. It's easy to clean up. It doesn't hurt anything. So, but so yeah. So we're gonna have to get the Tundra all cleaned up and sell it, just because I don't know, that Tacoma. I've had so much fun in that thing, and it's easy to operate in it with, and it's a good truck. It drives great, you know. And Tyler Hughes up in Flagstaff, he and his team really dialed it in. I mean, it drives like a brand new truck. I've almost got 400,000 miles on it, so they've done a really good job of getting it all dialed in. So we're going to continue rocking that this summer. And one thing I am going to do is that I am going to spend a lot more time on the Fort Apache reservation, because I did some driving through there this past trip, because I was actually fishing right on the edge of the reservation, but I was on Forest Service land just right outside the reservation. But I did buy an annual fishing pass, and I think I'm going to buy a 30-day camping pass. They do charge per day to camp there, but it's kind of interesting. It's $9 a day to camp, or $250 for the month. But you can camp anywhere. And they've got all these campgrounds all over the place. And I drove by a bunch of them, and because I wanted to check it out before I bought any recreation passes. And like, these campgrounds are amazing. They're right on the river. There's no one there. Memorial Day, I drove 45 miles on a scenic highway. I passed 3 other cars for 45 miles, you know, coming at me, and no one was in my lane. And it's just meadow. It's like this. You're going from like 8,000 feet to 9,000 feet in elevation, just rolling through these meadows. Every single meadow was chock full of elk. There was streams and lakes everywhere. And sorry, Meadow's wanting to play. There's like streams and lakes everywhere. When I went into the fishing store, the guides that worked there on the reservation, they're super cool, telling me where to go, telling me what to do. I was like, oh, you gotta go fish here. This place is awesome. There's no one there, and all these different spots. And so, you know, I think that what I'm going to do is go there and explore that area, because, you know, I don't mind. I know. So let's get you up here. There you go, up there. I'm doing a live stream. Okay, so this is what's going on. So I'm sitting here right here. She's right in my lap, trying to drink the beer, and then she wants me to play fetch with her. And all day long she napped. And so I turn on the camera, and she's like, it's like performance time for her. So. But so that's what we're going to do, is we're going to check out the reservation. And then I was talking to Barron this afternoon on text about fishing, and his schedule's a little more free now that he and Elsa have their house built. And so he's like, hey, Pumpkin, stop. Hey, get out of there. Come on. You're doing too much in the trash. So he was like, hey, man, you want to come out here and fish? And so we're talking about when we're going to head out there, and me and Meadow, and go fishing and all that stuff. So we'll see. Hey, Pumpkin, stop. Hey, stop. This is what happens when I tell her no. She's so strong-willed. She's like, "Nah, we're playing." So here, we'll flip this around here. You can see what she's up to. What are you doing, sweetie? Huh? Seems like we got something on the camera here. Hang on a second. I gotta clean this. See if that's. See if that's any better. A little bit better. Not a ton better, but a little bit better. So. All right. Yeah, she definitely talks back, Leah. And then in the morning time, we'll sit here and have conversations, and she'll like literally talk. She'll be like, "Roar, roar, roar, roar," and just like on and on and on. And she'll pause and like has this like this. She'll do this, and then we'll talk back and forth and stuff like that all morning. Okay, come here. Hey, you want to play with this? Is this what you want? Is this what you're looking for? Oh, okay, that's what you wanted. How about that one over there? And that one too. We'll go outside here in a second. You can blow off some steam, okay? Why don't we go outside and I can show you all what I've been up to at the property. I've just been kind of cleaning stuff up, going through. It's like major hedge control right now. Like using my hedge trippers to like trim everything back and just get everything kind of cleaned up. And then I got to call one of my neighbors. He's got his equipment is fixed, and so his excavation equipment. So I can get my like the septic done, and then also the pad for the shipping container that I want to do. So. Oh, hey, Hawkins. Yeah, let's go check out the plants. So let's go outside here. What do you think, Stinker? You want to go outside with me? Huh? You want to go outside, you little one? You little crazy one? Let's go. Come on. All right. Hang on 1 second here. All right. I know, sweet girl. So I've been, here, let me switch this real quick. There we go. Been going through and like, these are the old hedges that used to be around here. And they'll start to come up a little bit, and if you just keep them trimmed up like this, they'll eventually die out. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been going through the property and all the hedges that I've cleared, which I've got video of this area that I just discovered on an old HD card, and you'll be floored at how much debris and brush there was. There were brushes like bushes right up against my camper here when I first got it into the spot. And so all this stuff, you know, from all the months, I cleared all this from like the past couple of years and got it to where it's not growing back anymore, that's hard to do because like the forest, it just wants to keep coming and just keep coming and coming and coming. So if you see here, same thing with this, like just getting it all kind of like trimmed up and cleaned up and all that stuff. And so, see Logan, you live in Southern Colorado. We're hoping for a lot more off-grid camping this summer. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's a great area to be in. All right, so the plants are really coming along. They're doing great. If you recall, a couple weeks ago when I first showed them, they were just little tiny seedlings, and now they're doing awesome. So we got those right there. And then up over here, we got these coming in, looking real nice and healthy. And then we got these over here. So the ferns are looking good. Be ready in, I don't know, 2 months, I guess. And we'll be in good shape. Come on, Meadows, come over here. What are you doing over there, sweetie? What you thinking? And if you can see here, I'm kind of letting this thing fall down. I'm going to take it down, and I'm gonna take some of this wood and store it. And you know, because if you sand it up, it's actually real nice wood. It's hardwood. But that's where I want to put the shipping container. So I'm thinking, you know, clear out. Hey, Meadow, no, Meadow, come on, over here. Let's go this way. Hey, we're coming back here. Meadow, come on, over here. So what I'm wanting to do is just clear all this out, and then just take all the stuff and kind of put it to the side, and then put the shipping container here. And come on, Meadow, let's get some milk. Come on, let's go this way. Let's get some treats. Come on, girl. Meadow, I'm not going to come chase you on a live stream. Come on. Let's go. Let's get some treats. Come on. Let's get some milk. I have to bribe her right now because I can't get too far away from the router. So I bribe her with milk, and she's all about it. she's ready to rock. So yeah, those are special ferns. Those are the type of ferns that are a little bit different than what you would get at the normal greenhouse. So, but everything here is looking good, like on the property. Let me show you how everything's looking so far. We do have a bunch of the little high desert flowers coming out now, which is cool. So this whole area will be covered in orange here soon. And then these plants will start sprouting up the big old flowers here in a little bit. But here's essentially how things are looking out here. Let's see, can I get it to where I can get my hand? There we go. So looking pretty good. All right, come on, Meadow, let's go inside. Let's get you some treats. So our next trip, I think we're gonna take the boat out and we're gonna go to this place called Chevelon Canyon. There's a big old creek that comes down from one of the lakes back in there. It's got amazing brown trout population. And the lake itself also has really big rainbows. And so we're gonna probably cruise there after I get the truck in the shop for the Tundra. And hang on a second, I'm getting this all squared away. And then after that, we're gonna go to the res. And then after that, we're gonna go to Colorado and fly fish. So that's kind of the plan for the summer. It's nothing's set in stone now, though. I mean, if we need to stick around here for any particular reason, for like the house build or anything like that, of course we will. But I would like to get out and fly fish. I just had so much fun with Meadow, fly fishing and truck camping. She does a great job, like a really great job sleeping in the truck topper. I thought she'd want to get up and get out and use the bathroom a lot at night, and I thought the noise would like freak her out and all that stuff. And she does a great job. Like she didn't make one peep when those elk were at camp. And so it's I was pretty floored with that. I thought for sure that they were good, that she would make some noise, but she didn't make any noise at all. So let's see. Somebody was asking when am I going to get started on the homestead. I don't know yet. I got to apply for all the different build permits. What I need to do first is I need to get the plans done by an architect, because you have to submit the architectural drawings to the county just to let them know that like whatever septic you installed, your house is within the range of what that size of septic can handle. Because the septic, basically they'll say like, okay, this septic can handle like a house of 1,500 square feet of like 3 bedrooms, or this septic can handle a house of 1 bedroom that's like 600 square feet. So you just have to size it up right. So you get your septic installed, and then you submit your plans to the county, and it matches up with the septic, and then you've got your permit to start building, and you'll be ready to rock. So Chad, thanks, man. I like this place. The one thing the thing I love about it the most is the solitude, and just how quiet it is. Like there's no one around here, and even with my neighbors. My neighbors from Vegas are starting to build out here because they want to eventually get out here full time. And even when they're here, it's like I don't really hear them. And they're across the street, but you got to think like across the street from here. I mean, heck, between us, there's probably 3 or 4 or 5 acres between us, if not more. Probably more than that. It's probably like 6 or 7. Actually, no. Let's see, all the way over there. That's probably about 10 acres away. And so it's like I just don't hear them. And then like last night when we got back, I went to the well and got some water, came back, filled up the hot tub, and was checking out the shooting stars, and then just crashed out last night and went to bed, and it was awesome. And then Carol, let's see, you were asking about much wildlife around you. Yeah, there's a ton of deer, and right about this time you see a lot of deer, especially driving in to the area. I saw some deer the other day that had, like this one deer had an amazing rack. I was like, that's a great looking buck. And then we've got javelinas, which are like these little kind of pig, hog kind of animals. I can't think of the word. But anyway, they've got a really bad disposition, and they got these horns. Actually, I've got a skull of them right here. This is Darren's. Darren gave this to me. I asked him if he wanted it back. He's like, no, you can keep it. But this is the skull of a javelina, and so compared to a person, that's kind of what it is. But see, look at these tusks that come out. What they do is they essentially will run at whatever animal boar is what it is. Thanks, Chad. What they'll do is they'll run an animal, open up their mouth like this, and then go back and forth like this, and just tear them to pieces. And actually, one hit Darren's dog. And luckily Louis is really fat, and so it just went through the fatty tissue, but it didn't know Meadow. No, that's not for you. But had Louis been lean, especially when that boar hit her, that heavily hit him. If Louis would have been lean, he could have bled out. So they just got a really mean disposition. And then we've got lots of bobcats, lots of mountain lion. We do have a bit of black bear, but not a ton. But my neighbor did get one on their game camera last year. And and then tons of rabbits, lots of foxes. We've got golden eagles. I haven't seen any bald eagles out here, but I've seen golden eagles. And then osprey, and then Yeah, and then wild turkeys. We'll hear turkeys. Then we got free range cows. Those are no threat. Those come and poop on your front porch. You know, like that. That's why I built like the debris fence around my place. Is that ever since I built that, I haven't had any cows up in here, which has been nice. So we had some comments here. Let me check this real quick. Let's see. And to Marla. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Brian. I loved your pictures you posted today. You and Sierra. I pulled up Mars. Yeah, you know she was just the best, and I'm real thankful that I had her with me for so long on these adventures because she made it so much more fun, you know, and it'd be like I remember days there'd be like days where I'd be like I do not want to go hike today, and Sierra would be sitting there jumping up and down and just be like come on and like jumping around in circles and all that stuff at camp, and I'd grab the backpack and she'd just start jumping up and down like really big. I'm like okay, that's what she wants to do, so we'd go hike and. Like and then after I get done with it, I'm like I never regretted going on a hike with her. You know, it was always so much fun. And when I'd be fly fishing, she'd find like a little spot next to me or out in the water. If there were like rocks out in the water, like, so she'd swim out to them and go stand on the rocks and take naps and stuff. But she'd always like find a little perch to watch me fly fish and just sit there and nap in the sun. And then she'd also watch the sunset. She'd always go out at night right when the sun was going down, get to a spot to where she'd go watch the sunset and watch the sunset. And I was like, she's sitting here literally watching the sunset every night. She loves that. I was like, what a cool dog. And we just had the best time, you know. I mean, like we had so much fun. I think I hit nomad life at the best time because there's no one out. And like in 2015, from 2015 to 2020, there was no one out. And then after that, you know, it got kind of popular, probably in part because of my videos. So I'm to blame for that, definitely. But also too, I think a lot of people realized after COVID that they didn't want to spend their life working, you know. And they didn't want to spend their life in the city, and they wanted to get out a little bit more, and it kind of changed people's perspectives a little bit. And but it's still fun going out. I mean, you can still find places that people don't go to, and you know you can recreate and have a blast. And Starlink has opened up a lot of stuff too. You know, like I noticed that people used to always stay at the cell phone range, like right where the cell phone would start to cut out. There'd be like all these people camping right there, and then past it, nobody would be there. But it's like she's chewing on some stuff she's not supposed to. She's chewing on my little sitting pad here. But now with Starlink, you know, it opens up those areas so people can go back further and still be connected and all those things. So hey, stop! I don't want you eating that. Okay, no. She keeps going after the sitting pad that I have for backpacking. But we just hit it at such a good time, and then also with the winter camping, you know, a lot of the places that I used to winter camp, they got shut down due to a lawsuit that this group did against the Forest Service to shut down trails, and it's just basically a group that they don't like anything motorized. They think everybody should just be on foot 100% of the time, and I don't agree with that. I think a good blend of the two is what's best for the backcountry. But they were able to get a lot of these trails shut down in the wintertime. And so when the fall comes around, they have gates that are put up and the gates get closed and then you can't get in there. And then same with some of the areas in the summertime. Some of the trails just got shut down year round. And then some of the trails got shut down seasonal access. So a lot of those spots that I was at, you know, back in the day, that you can't access them anymore in the winter. And then a lot of the stuff in the other areas, it's starting to get discovered a little bit. I think winter camping, especially with a lot of the products that are coming out nowadays, that makes it more comfortable. More people are getting into it. But, you know, I will tell people still, to this day, like, a lot of people come and be like, oh, man, you're winter camping. It was so peaceful looking, all that stuff. I'm like, look, when I was doing those videos, those are like 18-hour days of you're busting your butt all day long. You're chopping firewood. You're making sure your stove's going. You know, you're making sure your stove's cleaned out. You're making sure your food's not freezing. You're cleaning your tent. Like, it is a lot of work. It's a lot more than in the summertime. And I'd be like, I put up these peaceful moments, but I work a lot to get to those peaceful moments. And I was like, I honestly can't wait for like March 15th. That was like my cutoff day when I would stop winter camping. I was like, you know, I can't wait for March 15th to roll around because then I can move back into my truck and not have to work so much because the winter camping is so much work. But I do like it though. I mean, there is a really cool, like, it's just a cool experience when you're out there and the snow starts falling and it starts falling like heavy and you realize you're snowed in, you can't get out, and you know, you're by your stove and you're making a pizza over the stove or whatever, and you're comfortable and you're like this, you kind of feel like you're almost cheating nature because
you know, you shouldn't be able to go out there in the middle of a snowstorm and just have like such a great cozy time, but you can if you have the right gear. You know, so I'll be getting the Cabela's tent again for this winter, and you know, it's just get back in that winter camping with Meadow and all that stuff. So let's see, we got somebody that Logan here has any tips on how you got your Toyota for? It's almost 400,000 miles. But I no, I didn't do anything to the undercoatings or regular maintenance. I mean, I just changed the oil and all that stuff. Just stay on top of it. Change the air filters all the time. Um, I mean, I did have to replace the engine, and after 287,000 miles, the head gasket busted on it. But it was known for a faulty head gasket anyway. The Tacoma for the 2005 that had that issue, and then they fixed it in 2006. So the engine that I got that's rebuilt has that fixed head gasket on it, and that should last, you know, until the wheels fall off that thing, really. So, but I would just say just good routine maintenance, you know, just stay on top of it. But I didn't do anything extra, anything special to it. So they're just good trucks, you know. The nice thing about a Tacoma too is you can find parts all like anywhere, and they're not expensive because it's a pretty common truck, and most people know how to work on them. You know, if you get into like an area like a mountain town or something like that, there's mechanics that have seen Tacomas. So even if you're in a small place, you can still usually get your truck serviced if you need to. So, but it's been a wild ride, you know. This past like since I really started doing it full like YouTube full time, which was like basically 2015, the latter part of 2015. You know, I never thought I'd end up here, like ever. So, let's see, Mike. What do I think of the Ford Gen Tacoma? You know, I don't know much about it. I've heard mixed reviews about it, but I've never been in one and I haven't seen it in person, so I don't know. So I don't have any firsthand experience or firsthand knowledge of that. Hey, what do you? Oh, you're so I can't speak to the Ford Gen, but I'll be up at the Toyota dealership, you know, next week, and so we'll see. I'll take a look at it. Maybe I'll even take one for a test drive, see what they're like. But but with the channel though, like, you know, I know things kind of slowed down a little bit with the adventures when Sierra got sick. And the reason for that, which I've explained before, is that I just didn't want to put the screws to Sierra. You know, with her having cancer, I was like, all right, you know, I'm going to make sure that she's got a pretty chill life from here on out. I don't want any stress. Because, like, truck camping's awesome, but in such a small truck like what we're in, it's physically demanding on both of us. You know, Sierra was, like, we were only inside that truck to sleep. The rest of the time we were on our feet. And so that's why adventures kind of shut down. And I just focused on making sure Sierra was as comfortable as possible. And then when she passed, you know, I felt good about the fact that I had put things on hold for us. And now I'm ready to get back out there and do it again, just like days of old. So I'm excited for that. And there's a lot of new places I want to fly fish. I was really stoked to catch that Apache trout, even though it was like one of the smallest trout I've ever caught. I was like, it's still pretty cool to catch a rare trout, you know. And only a trout that can be found in northern Arizona in a couple streams. So that was a cool experience. So the next trout that I want to get is a Gila trout, and then it'll be good to go. So let's see, Chad, you just bought a '04 with 200,000. Solid 475% cap for nice. That's a good pickup, man. That's a real good pickup. Those first gens are awesome, man. I love those things. So Mr. Heffen, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited that I got to 250K. So looking forward to hopefully the channel, you know, growing some more, and we'll just keep trucking with things, and then also too, once we start doing the build out here, you know, we'll document all that. And then my friend Larry from Work Less, Live Enjoy Life More from his channel, he's doing a tracker build for his, like, he's a geo tracker. He's doing this like micro geo tracker camper thing. He's like, I just want to build one and see if I can build one on there. I was like, all right. So he's getting that all squared away, and he asked me, he's like, hey, if you want to help out with it, we could tag team filming it. So I'll have some videos about that coming up. We're maybe going to go out this weekend if you can get all the stuff needed done for that camper that he's building, and he wants to test it out on some 4x4 trails. So we were thinking about going some areas like either near Flagstaff or Williams, and kind of doing that. But other than that, you know, just this week I'm here just taking care of a few odds and ends, like basically quote unquote business stuff, and then we'll be back on the road, and then go hit the Apache Res again, kind of hang out. What's up, Naj? Go hit the Apache Res, hang out for a little bit, and I also want to go check out New Mexico. There's a place in New Mexico where I'm thinking about buying land, and so I like to have another spot where I can bounce back and forth. But and also a place that's closer to more fishing. And then the terrain in between here and there is pretty awesome. So there's a bunch of places to hit. So I could kind of make like my own little, you know, region of recreation in between the two, and just get to know all these areas in between, just dial everything in. And so I'll do that. But then I do want to get a place out here built first, and then just get a toehold somewhere in the, like the Southern Rockies, and then we'll be all set, and go from there. So, but other than that, just kind of chilling tonight, and gonna make up some dinner here soon, and then get a workout in, and probably go to bed early, and then also we hit the hot tub here in a little bit. So land bookends, Carol. That's right. Yeah, just kind of have the big area in between where I want to recreate, and then have places to stay on both ends of them. You know, just roam back and forth, just make big old circles, just do that for the rest of my life, which I think would be pretty cool. And I like I was saying when I first got this stream started too, like I feel so fortunate that I was able to get out of the corporate world, because I feel like it just keeps getting worse as far as like the corporate mindset of at least publicly traded companies. Like it seems like privately held companies have a little bit of a different experience when you work for them, but the publicly held companies, it's all about the money and not about the people, like profits over people. And so I think that'd be tough to work in, you know. And I hope things change. You know, we'll see what happens coming up, but it's just I know it's been crazy times for a lot of people as of late. And you know, crazy times here too. I mean, it's uncertain working with YouTube because they've been kind of crazy with their censorship and all that stuff. But looks like that's kind of dying down a little bit, which is nice. So, but other than that, this week, like I said, just taking care of a few things out here, and then we're out next week going fishing again. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and log off. I just wanted to get on real quick and just do a quick live stream, just to talk about, you know, the milestone. I'm real happy that the channel made it to that. I never in a million years thought it would get to 250,000. So the fact that it has is crazy. It still blows my mind. So if you see me out, please say hello. You know, I'd love to meet y'all. And I met some people at Expo, at Overland Expo. That was real nice. And I'd love to meet more people. So if you see me, even if you see me on trails, flag me down. Be like, yo, Brian, what's up? So you can meet Meadow, and we can chat for a little bit before going on our separate ways. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I do have a new video that I need to edit up, and I'll probably try to get that done for tomorrow. That way I can have a video for y'all tomorrow afternoon. And then going into the weekend, we'll have some videos as well. So thank you for the support, everyone. Really appreciate it. I know this little monster over here, she appreciates it too, even though she doesn't know it, but she seems to really be enjoying her new lifestyle, running around and just having fun in the forest and all that stuff, and seems to be super happy. Like every morning she wakes up, it's just like the sweetest dog. So it's really nice to have her here with me. And it's, you know, it's tough because it's like there are a lot of things that remind me of Sierra, but we're making our own memories, and we're good to go. So Broken Nomad, you flag me down for a bacon burrito. You got it, brother. All right, thanks, Marla. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We'll probably do another live stream here, I don't know, next couple of days or something like that. And then we'll be back on the road first part of next week and be rocking. So thanks for all the support over the years. 250K, woo! We're rocking, and here's to getting to 300K soon, hopefully. All right, have a good evening. Thanks, everybody. All right, let's turn this on.